Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive into something really fascinating. We're going to untangle this whole AI thing, artificial intelligence, but specifically how it's going to impact small and medium enterprises here in Switzerland. SMEs, Switzerland, as always, known for precision, quality, innovation, Swiss watches, pharmaceuticals, delicious chocolate.
Yeah.
But we've also got our own unique challenges, right? High labor costs, competition globally is fierce, and finding those skilled workers is, well, it's getting tougher.
And that's really where this deep dive gets so interesting. We're going straight to the source. Materials from SwissCognitive, a leading Swiss think tank, and they're focused on AI. And their point is, AI isn't something way off in the future. It's essential for Swiss SMEs now to stay competitive, even thrive.
So right away, what's Swiss Cognitive saying about why AI is such a big deal for Swiss SMEs?
The core argument is that AI is becoming an economic necessity. It's not a luxury anymore. It's not even a question of if, it's how. How Swiss SMEs will integrate AI to stay in the game. And Swiss Cognitive highlights how AI can really address those challenges you mentioned, like take the labor shortage, for example. AI can take over those repetitive tasks, bridge that skills gap, and then your employees can focus on more strategic things.
That makes sense. But can we get example of how this would work for a Swiss SME?
Absolutely. Let's imagine a manufacturing company. Swiss Cognitive sees AI making a huge impact in predictive maintenance. So AI analyzes data from the machines and it predicts when maintenance is needed before anything breaks down. That could mean cutting down time and costs by maybe even 30%. And then your skilled workforce, they can focus on those human tasks that machines simply can't do.
That's a pretty powerful example. But I know I do, when people hear AI, they think complicated algorithms, expensive software, needing a whole team of data scientists. It feels overwhelming, especially for a smaller business.
I get it. And that's where Swiss Cognitive's emphasis on these AI ready-to-use solutions comes in. There are AI solutions designed just for SMEs, often available as a service, AI as a service. You subscribe to a platform or a tool that fits your needs. You don't need a massive infrastructure or in-house experts. AI made accessible.
So it's getting more user-friendly, more affordable. What else does Swiss Cognitive highlight about the benefits of getting on board with AI early?
Well, one key advantage is speed. Early adopters can respond to market shifts faster, analyze customer data instantly, and optimize their supply chains with a level of agility that just wasn't possible before. And in a fast-paced global market, that speed can be a game changer.
Staying ahead of the curve. But Swiss Cognitive isn't just talking about doing things better. They're talking about doing entirely new things with AI, right?
Exactly. They see AI as a powerful innovation accelerator. Think about where Switzerland already excels. Medicine, manufacturing, finance. AI can supercharge research and development, leading to breakthroughs and completely new products and services.
So not playing catch-up, Swiss SMEs could be leading the way in innovation. It's almost like redefining what Swiss excellence means for the 21st century.
Swiss Cognitive makes a comparison to Swiss history. They say AI offers a similar chance to redefine niche expertise, like precision watchmaking did, or the pharmaceutical industry. It's about taking those Swiss strengths and amplifying them with AI.
Really interesting perspective. But here's the question on a lot of people's minds. What about jobs? Does Swiss Cognitive talk about the worry that AI will lead to job losses?
They absolutely do, and they have a different way of looking at it. They emphasize the potential for humans and AI to work together as teams. It's not robots versus humans. It's about finding ways for them to collaborate, each playing to their strengths.
So more collaboration than replacement. What would that actually look like?
Think of AI handling routine tasks, the administrative stuff that can really bog down employees, and then those employees are freed up to do what humans do best. Creativity, problem-solving, complex decision-making. AI can provide the insights, the data, but the human brings judgment and intuition to the table.
How does that fit with the values we often associate with Swiss businesses?
Well, Swiss Cognitive argues that this collaborative approach is very much in line with the Swiss focus on quality and a skilled workforce. It's about preserving and even enhancing high-quality jobs while being more productive overall.
I see a theme here. Embracing change, adapting. But technology is just one part of it, right? You need the right mindset to use it effectively. What does Swiss Cognitive say about that?
They have this concept of maverick leadership, and they say it's crucial for successful AI implementation. It's about being bold, being iterative, embracing the idea of experimenting rather than getting stuck over-analyzing everything.
So less about perfecting a plan, more about jumping in and learning as you go. Sounds a little rebellious, honestly.
It is, in a way. It's about challenging how things have always been done and being comfortable with taking risks. And Swiss Cognitive argues this is a strength that many Swiss SMEs already have because they're agile and they're adaptable.
Makes sense. Swiss businesses, especially the smaller ones, have always had to be resourceful and innovative to compete globally. It's almost part of who they are.
Right. Think about the history of Swiss companies. They've often had to overcome limitations, being geographically isolated or a small domestic market. They had to be creative just to survive.
So they're used to punching above their weight.
Mm.
But for those leaders who are more traditional, how do they develop this maverick mindset that Swiss Cognitive talks about?
Swiss Cognitive gives some concrete suggestions. First, they emphasize a culture of continuous learning. AI is moving so fast, so it's crucial to stay up to date and be open to new tools and approaches.
So no resting on your laurels, even if you've already had some AI wins.
Exactly. Learning never stops. Second, they highlight the importance of a data-driven culture. AI needs data, good quality data, and you have to use it to make decisions.
That sounds like a big change for some businesses.
It can be, but Swiss Cognitive argues that you have to see data as a strategic asset, not just something you collect passively.
What else about this maverick leadership mindset does Swiss Cognitive recommend?
They talk about empowering employees. Don't look at AI as something that's going to eliminate jobs. Instead, it's a chance to upskill your workforce, give them better tools, free them up to do work that's more meaningful, more strategic.
So turning fear of job losses into excitement about new possibilities. I like that.
And finally, Swiss Cognitive stresses keeping the customer at the center of everything. Use AI to really understand what they need, personalize your products and services, create an experience that's more engaging for them.
It sounds like a lot of this boils down to changing our perspective, really embracing what AI can do, and not being afraid of what changes it might bring.
That's a great way to put it. Swiss Cognitive believes that Swiss SMEs have a historic opportunity here. They can shape the future not just of their businesses, but of their industries, even the Swiss economy. But it takes boldness, it takes vision, and a willingness to get outside of that comfort zone.
This has been eye-opening. We've covered a lot. Why AI is crucial economically, the practical ways Swiss SMEs can use it, and this maverick leader mindset. AI isn't a trend. It's a fundamental shift, and it's going to touch every part of business. And Swiss SMEs, they have a real shot at leading this change.
Swiss Cognitive leaves us with a thought-provoking idea. They remind us that Swiss SMEs have always been pioneers. Imagine what they could achieve, combining that spirit with the power of AI.
That's something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and its potential for Swiss SMEs. We encourage you to check out Swiss Cognitive's website. They have some great in-depth resources. Until next time. So before we were talking about this idea, Humanes Zukunftswirtschaften, humane future economies. From Swiss Cognitive, really interesting. It feels very Swiss, practical, but also a focus on people. How does this vision actually work in the real world?
Well, one key area Swiss Cognitive highlights is the customer experience. They say AI lets businesses really understand what each customer needs. It's moving beyond just broad demographics, and you can tailor your products, your services, even your marketing in a very personalized way.
Okay, I'm listening. Let's say I own a small business here. How could I use AI to do that?
Think about the data you're already collecting, right? Purchase history, what they do on your website, customer feedback. AI can analyze all that to find patterns you wouldn't see on your own. It can even predict what customers will need or want in the future, and it's amazingly accurate.
That sounds almost psychic, but in a good way, obviously.
It's not magic. It's really sophisticated pattern recognition. And this is where those AI as a service solutions we talked about come in. There are platforms designed just for SMEs that can handle this kind of analysis. You don't need a whole team of data scientists.
So, for example, I could use AI to figure out which of my customers might be interested in a new product, or even change what they see on my website based on what they like.
Exactly. And that brings us to efficiency. We talked about AI automating tasks, but Swiss Cognitive takes it further. They see AI as a way to streamline everything, all those administrative processes, and then employees can focus on what humans do best.
So my employees spend less time on paperwork and data entry and more time talking to customers, coming up with solutions, providing that personal touch, which is what Swiss SMEs are known for, right?
Exactly. AI does the repetitive stuff, the data-heavy work. And your team, they focus on building relationships, solving problems, providing that human element that sets Swiss businesses apart.
I can see how that would be appealing. But isn't there a risk of depending too much on AI? especially for big decisions, strategic decisions.
That's where this idea of human-AI collaboration is important. SwissCognitive sees AI as a tool for data-driven decisions, but it doesn't replace human judgment.
So like, I've got this really smart assistant, but I'm still the one making the final call.
Great analogy. Imagine AI analyzes market trends, competitor data, your business metrics, gives you insights, recommendations, but you, the human leader, you make the decision based on your experience, your intuition, and what you know about your business.
That makes a lot of sense. It's not about AI taking over. It's about finding that balance so humans can do their best work. What else does Swiss Cognitive highlight about Humane's Zukunftswirtschaften?
Product development and innovation. They believe AI can make Swiss SMEs even more innovative, which is already impressive.
I'd like to hear more about that. What are some examples?
AI-powered simulations. Instead of building expensive prototypes, you could test new designs virtually, make changes quickly, and get products to market faster.
That could be a huge advantage, especially for smaller businesses with limited resources.
Absolutely. And it connects to sustainability, which SwissCognitive also emphasizes. They see AI as a key tool for using resources better, minimizing waste. You can even design products and processes with sustainability in mind from the start.
So it's not just about efficiency and profit. It's about doing it in a way that's good for the planet.
Exactly. And this leads to a point that SwissCognitive makes throughout their work. The time to act is now.
I'm definitely picking up on that theme. Why the urgency?
They argue that the next few years are crucial. They'll determine who's leading and who's falling behind in the global economy. AI is giving everyone access to this cutting-edge tech, so it's a level playing field now.
So smaller businesses, even here in Switzerland, they can compete with the big players globally.
More than ever before. But they have to seize the opportunity. SwissCognitive says that Swiss SMEs, they've always been pioneers. They're agile, they're adaptable, and those qualities, they're exactly what's needed to succeed in the age of AI.
This is inspiring. All the possibilities. But I can imagine it can also feel overwhelming for some business owners. Where do they even start? What does SwissCognitive suggest?
They offer some practical advice, and they really stress this idea of maverick leadership. It's all about mindset.
We're back, and let's unpack this maverick leadership idea.
Yeah.
SwissCognitive says it's key for Swiss SMEs to really use AI well and to be successful. It sounds, well, kind of daring.
It is, yeah. It's about being willing to change how things have always been done, to take some risks and approach AI with a more experimental mindset. You know, try things out and see what works.
So less about having a perfect plan and more about getting started and learning as you go.
Well, planning is still important, but SwissCognitive warns against getting stuck in too much analysis. They say it's important to start small, test things quickly, and learn from those experiments, and that includes learning from what doesn't work, which is going to happen when you're trying something new.
That reminds me of that lean startup idea that's popular in tech. You build something, measure it, learn, and then do it again, but better.
There are definitely similarities. It's about agility, adaptability, and being willing to change direction based on what the data is telling you. And what's interesting is that SwissCognitive says this maverick leadership mindset, it's already there in a lot of Swiss SMEs.
I see what you mean. Swiss businesses, especially the smaller ones, they've always had to be resourceful, had to be innovative, just to compete. It's almost built into them.
Right. Think about how Swiss companies have developed. They've often had to overcome limitations like being geographically isolated or having a small market at home. They've had to find creative solutions.
So they're used to doing a lot with a little. But for those leaders who are maybe more traditional in how they approach things, how do they cultivate this more maverick approach that SwissCognitive talks about?
SwissCognitive has some good suggestions. First, they say it's crucial to have a culture of continuous learning. AI is changing so fast, it's really important to keep up with the latest things and be open to new tools and approaches.
So you can't just sit back and relax, even if you've had some success with AI already.
Right. You never stop learning. Second, they talk about having a data-driven culture. AI needs data. It needs good quality data, and you have to use it to make your decisions.
That could be a big adjustment for some businesses.
It can be, yeah. But SwissCognitive makes a strong argument for seeing data as something valuable, as an asset, not just something you collect along the way.
What else do they recommend for this maverick leadership mindset.
They say it's important to empower your employees. Don't think of AI as something that's going to take away jobs. See it as a way to give your workforce new skills, give them better tools, and then they can do more interesting work, more strategic work.
So turning that fear of job losses into excitement about what's possible, that's a good approach.
And finally, SwissCognitive really stresses that you have to keep the customer at the center of everything. Use AI to understand what they need. Tailor what you offer them and create a better experience, something more personalized.
It seems like a lot of this is about shifting how we think about AI, really embracing what it can do and not being afraid of the changes it might bring.
That's a really good way to put it. SwissCognitive believes that Swiss SMEs, they have this huge opportunity right now. They can shape the future, not just for their own businesses, but for their whole industries, even for the Swiss economy. But it takes courage, it takes vision, and it takes a willingness to try new things, to step outside that comfort zone.
This whole deep dive it's been really insightful. We've talked about a lot, from why AI is so important economically to the specific ways Swiss SMEs can use it, to this idea of the maverick leader mindset. It's obvious that AI isn't just some trend that's going to fade away. It's a big change, and it's going to affect every part of business. And Swiss SMEs, they have a real chance to be at the forefront of this whole shift.
SwissCognitive leaves us with a powerful thought. They remind us that Swiss SMEs, they've always been pioneers. Imagine what they can accomplish if they take that spirit and they combine it with everything AI can do.
That's definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into AI and what it means for Swiss SMEs. We encourage you to visit the SwissCognitive website. They got some really good in-depth resources there. Until next time.